Well, hello everybody. Happy Saturday. Happy rainy, gray, gloomy Saturday here in the A. Welcome back to the Bookcast, my platform for sharing short fiction and updates on what I'm reading and writing. This is episode 66. I am D.L. White, author of 12 contemporary Southern and romantic fiction novels featuring Black men and women. I'm also a big fan of books. So we usually begin with a book report and then we talk about writing and book stuff and news, etc., sales and so on. I am currently writing a holiday novella. I'm not going to stop calling it a short because it is no longer short. I'm nearing 30,000 words. Can't quite call it a short. It's called Home for the Holidays. It is absolutely adorable. It is filling my soul with joy and delight. And I'll talk about it in the writing update. I'd love your support of this podcast. If you would like to, please head to my support site at buymeacoffee.com/booksbydlwhite. There you can offer a one-time or recurring monthly gift, which I greatly appreciate. To those who have sent a little extra, I truly, truly appreciate your support of the show. It comes whether you support or not, because I have things to say and I'm going to say them here on this show. I just greatly appreciate those who throw a little bit into the bucket to help me keep it going. The other way you can support is to buy my books. Booksbydlwhite.com/books has all of the good stuff, including Hey Lover, which is free right now. It's available in ebook and print at booksbydlwhite.com/wow, booksbydlwhite.com/hey-lover. Head on over to that. You can also get print copies at Resist Booksellers and bookshop.org. I'm stumbling around because I did not actually update this rundown that I copied over. Oh my goodness. We're on the struggle bus today. Select titles are available in ebook and print and audio directly from me at payhip.com/booksbydlwhite. As I always say, it puts the monies directly into my pocket with virtually no middleman, taking a percentage of the retail price. If you prefer to buy them retail, ain't no shame in your game. All my titles are available in ebook wherever they're sold: Amazon, Barnes & Noble Nooks, Apple Books, Kobo Books, Google Play. They're also available via subscription sites like Everand, which is the new name for Scribd, Kobo Plus, Libby, and Hoopla through your local library. Snatch them up, request them if they're not carried at your local library. I love, love, love to see people grabbing my books from the library. And we say this all the time: libraries buy books. They actually pay retail plus for books. They pay more for ebook and print books than you pay. So libraries absolutely buy books. You're not cheating the author out of anything by getting books at the library. Please absolutely get yourself a library card and stuff your face with books. Book sales this week. Hey Lover, like I said, is free on retail sites, including Amazon. So it is free on all retail sites, including Amazon and my website. bookstoread.com/hey-lover has all of the links, or hit payhip.com/booksbydlwhite if you want to shop direct. I am going to have a sale that coincides with the All Black Book Affair that happens the 18th through the 22nd. So many 99-cent and free Black authored books in multiple genres will be up for grabs. I'll be sending that link out in my newsletter and to my supporters at Buy Me a Coffee. So make sure you're following me somewhere. I also think Curl and Dye in audio is still on sale for 99 cents at select outlets. So snatch that up where you can find it. I know it's not still 99 cents at Chirp, because I just looked. I think it's on sale at Barnes & Noble. It's 99 cents at Google Play. It might be 99 cents on Spotify. I don't remember. I have not checked. But snatch it up if you haven't grabbed it yet. But honestly, if you're interested in listening to that book on Spotify, I do have Spotify codes, so hit a sister up. Today we will start with the book report and talk about writing. This rundown is just not updated. I didn't update it at all. We'll start with the book report. We'll talk about writing my novella. I'll have a little coffee talk. I don't know what I'm going to say, but I'll just want to like chat a little bit, like talk about things for like just a few minutes. I don't know. I don't really have anything like on my mind heavy that I want to talk about, but I just wanted to like reserve some time to chat. This rundown is still talking about Still I Rise, which is a book I abandoned as I was not ready to write it. I needed to write Home for the Holidays first before I roll into Still I Rise, and I'm kind of excited about how those two books are going to dovetail, which I'm not going to talk about today, but I am going to talk about Home for the Holidays. Let's kick it. Let's get it going. Today is Saturday, December 9th, 2023. Happy birthday to my mother. Her birthday was on the 7th. She turned 67. She is a spry young lady. We love her to bits. It is 9:51 a.m. I'm way behind. I got into my doc and I lost track of time. So that's my excuse was I was writing. It is raining in Atlanta. I honestly, after I'm done and I get the episode up, I'm making another cup of coffee. I got some peanut butter toast here. It's going to be me and my Kindle for a little bit. And then I'm going to settle down to write some because I need to pound out some words. But like a rainy day calls for a lit candle, a hot cup of coffee, and my Kindle. And I don't make the rules. That's just how it is. So let's get going on this podcast episode. I have a mic. I'm ready to dig in. But first, let's have some coffee. All right. Let's kick it. We begin, as always, with the book report because I am a bookhead. If I'm going to do anything, I'm going to read a book and be real excited about it. I have read 169 of my challenge to read 175 books this year. I am 5 books ahead on my Goodreads challenge. Can't stop, won't stop. I am 100% not worried about it at all because I have between the 18th and January 3rd to absolutely read my face off. So even if I was behind, I would have more than enough time to catch up. But as it is, I'm 5 books ahead and I have, like 6 books to hit my goal. I mean, if I had time this week to read, I could knock it out this week with some holiday shorts. But, I'm going to be fair and do it the quote unquote right way. There is no right way. Just put books into your face and read them. But anyway. So this week I read 4 books and I'm slinking back in here to tell y'all about the author. I said I was going to stop reading, but then I decided to read their recent release and it was a disappointment. And, if you're shaking your fingers at me, I know. After Dark by Minka Kent was not a good read. I did not really enjoy it. Like in the beginning, it was suspenseful in the beginning. And then it just kind of fell apart. Like so much of this book just didn't make sense. I'm trying to remember this story because I read it early in the week and it kind of ticked me off really bad. It does have 4 stars, which I don't really understand. Like it literally doesn't make sense. Like certain plot points don't. So here's the story. She's a pariah with a killer past. Her bid to escape it is nothing short of terrifying in a heart-pounding novel of suspense by Washington Post and Wall Street Journal bestselling author Minka Kent. First of all, this book was not in any way suspenseful. I mean, the beginning was a little, but not really. Afton Teachout has been an outcast in her small town for 20 years, ever since she was accused of murdering her mother's lover in a blackout fit of rage. That is, if one believes the malicious lies. Living with her grandmother, working a hotel night shift, and relying on pills to get a day's sleep, Afton is due a little luck. It comes in the form of an unexpected financial windfall. With her newfound wealth, Afton sets a secret plan in motion to help her, not only her friend Signe, flee a toxic husband, But the best intentions soon spin out of control. Afton is getting unsettling calls from a restricted number, and someone has been lingering outside her home. As Sydney's troubled marriage comes into focus, so does Afton's past. Her second chance for herself and for Sydney isn't what she dreamed of at all. In fact, it's becoming a nightmare. Let me just tell you that blurb had zero to do with this story at all. The blurb is absolutely misleading. That's really not what the book is at all. I definitely wanted more. The book started out at a super brisk pace. I like when the author just dumps you like right in the middle of it and you have to like swim your way out. But so much of the book just didn't make sense. There's just too much that's like convenient. And then like, I think Minka Kent is kind of famous for these really ridiculous storylines where like it was all a dream, or it was, imagined, or the character is, psychotic and, thought up that plot point or that story point. Like I was reading in the acknowledgments, and she has both a developmental and a content editor. And I'm like, what did they edit? Like, how bad was this before? Because this book, it just didn't make sense. It was senseless. It was absolutely senseless. I'm upset that I spent my time on it. I am really for serious done. No more. We're done with this author. So then I moved on to the Miss Brenda Jackson, who completely redeemed my reading week with A Steal for Christmas. A super, super good book. Loved it. It's one of those, I always say I don't like fake romances. And I don't, but sometimes one of my faves write one and then I'm tricked into reading it because I don't read the blurb. And, yeah, so this is kind of a faux romance, but like both characters are well aware that this is how it goes. And then you know what happens, what always happens in a faux romance. They're like, this is supposed to be pretend. I can't be falling in love with you. It was a very good read. Brenda Jackson don't really miss. If you go into it, just go into it expecting a good book. Brenda Jackson don't really miss. I read There Goes the Bride by Tay Russ, which was a cute shorty. I think this is about 7 to 9 chapters about a runaway bride. Loved it. The premise to Still I Rise involves a runaway bride, so I was very interested in reading this. Tay is always, good for a nice read. I'm mad I had to put it off for so long, but I had a super busy work week and I just couldn't get to it until yesterday. I also read Finding Christmas with the character named Christmas by Bella J. This is number 1 in the Jacobs Brothers series. I believe I have already read Cookie Dough, which I think is book 2-ish in that series. Not bad for my first. I thought it was my first Bella J, but I have read Cookie Dough. So not a bad read at all. The characters are really too young for me. But when I am looking to finish up my Goodreads challenge and I need something that I can like read and enjoy and not have to like dissect and, don't make me think. Sometimes I just need to just like grab a book that just reads well. So there was that. I am currently I'm still reading A Promise Kept by Anissa Garcia. I just really haven't had too much time to dig into this book. As I said before, I don't really read white romance. The style is different. The cadence is different. The culture, quote unquote culture, is different. I'm not used to reading that. And so it goes slow for me. I am committed to finishing it. I think I'm about 50% in. So I'm going to try to finish that maybe Sunday afternoon. I want to read some Frida McFadden. She's very popular right now. Even my non-book talk friends are talking about it. Like my friends that I've had for 20 years are like, I just started reading Frida McFadden. She's really good. And I'm like, what is happening? Why is everybody reading Frida McFadden right now? I'm going to dig up some books and maybe try to get into her like the last 2 weeks of the year. Also want to read more holiday romances while I'm writing one. I got to read one. So that's what's happening in my reading life. I have another busy work week coming up. It's my last work week of the year. So I am expecting it to be a doozy. I have 2 days in the office. One day in the office, and then one day we are volunteering at the Angel Tree on Thursday, and then Friday I think I'm going to work a little half day jobby job, and then I am out for the year. As of Friday afternoon, I can't wait. Super excited about not having to work for a couple of weeks. I'll probably like check in with email and whatnot, but I do have a long list of tasks that I need to complete before I am out for the year. So it will be a busy one. I also have a book I'm trying to finish. So it'll be a busy one. For the writing update, speaking of the book I'm trying to finish, I've written 28,000 words in my novella. It is no longer a short. I can't believe I even thought it was only going to be 20,000 words. I'm at 28,000 words. I'm hoping I can cap it off at around 35K. The longer it is, the longer it will take to edit. I'm seriously thinking about just doing a proofread edit, not a heavy line edit, so it can be out before the end of the year. It is not a serious release. It is like a filler in between, 2 full length novels. But I do want the story to be good. I want it. I don't want to truncate the story just for word count sake. I want the story to be full. I want the story to be good. I want to say everything I want to say, need to say. And I feel like the characters deserve to get a full story. So I'm going to write what I feel needs to be written. And I'm not going to cheat the characters and the series out of this story. I'm also keeping in mind that this book is not only tying to the 3 previous books in this story with character cameos and catching up on character histories, but it's also leading into book 4 in the Potter Lake series. So I have some, I have some lily pads I need to jump to. I have some strings I need to tie up. I don't want to leave anything hanging. So I'm being very careful about how I write and what I tie to. If I bring up somebody in this book, I got to follow up with them in the next book or books after. So, not a whole lot of new characters except for Reed and Sabrina. So, it's going though. I'm really enjoying writing it. Potter Lake is I would say Potter Lake and, Black Diamond are like my safe spaces. Like I feel so much joy when I write in those settings. Potter Lake especially is like going home for me. So I'm truly enjoying writing this book. I'm loving writing Reed and Sabrina. I am probably not going to have an audio selection for you all today. I want to finish writing this book, and I just don't feel like reading. I just don't feel like reading it out loud right now. I will try to have something before the book is out, but I just at this point in time, I don't have it in me to record anything from this book. I just also had an idea for like another super short, but we all know I cannot write short, so I don't even know why I'm entertaining the thought. But I could write that and then, and read it for the podcast. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the last 2 weeks of the year. You know what I'm saying? Because this is supposed to be done by the 18th, and then it goes to my editor, and I can't do anything with it. So we'll see. 28K, hoping I can cap it off at 35K. I will have another sample Sunday tomorrow on the blog. It's books.by dlwhite.com/blog. The goal is to have this out before the end of the year, even if I have to send it through Pro Writing Aid and cross my fingers and kiss them to the sky. This book is going to be out in 2023. So this is such the beauty rolling into my little coffee talk here. This is the beauty of being an independent author, a self-published authors. I have so much control over how much I can write and what I write and when my books come out and how much I sell them for. I could not imagine turning any of those decisions over to some big conglomerate that doesn't know me and doesn't care about me, is only concerned about making money off of me. This is why I'm so hesitant to even think about submitting to a publisher, because I don't want to give up this kind of control. Yes, it's a headache. Yes, there's a lot happening at one time. Yes, I do a lot myself. I am just now at the point where I'm buying pre-mades for covers, because I want to level up on my covers. I want them to look good when you look them up on a website. And, I'm looking into doing pre-mades instead of doing my own covers. That is just a point where I got to where I needed to sort of expand the team, as you were, to level up to where I need to be. I want my books to sell themselves. I want people to want to read it from the cover alone. And I love all the covers that I have done on my own. I just want to level up a little bit. So, I'm looking at, pre-mades. I'm looking at cover designers. I don't have a ton of money to put into that. And I've saved a lot of money by doing them myself. I don't think my self-made covers look bad. I do think a professional cover designer can make them look better. So, yes, there's a lot that goes into publishing myself. There's a lot of tasks on the list. There's a lot of money that gets laid out. I try to save, every penny that I can. I do my own formatting. I don't really do ads. I might do, a little paid newsletter here and there, but I don't do Facebook ads. I don't do Amazon ads. I don't have the kind of writing career where that's a good spend for me. It is just wasted money. Either I don't know what I'm doing, or people aren't looking for my books, or the covers don't sell well, or, the blurb is not quite right. I don't have the time and the bandwidth to really dig into why I only make a couple $100 a month on books. I also think my audience is very insular. All the people that I hang out with have already read my books. The readers that I have, they've already read the books. How do I bust out of that? How do I become known outside of the circle that I am already known in, without feeling like I have to play to a readership that isn't mine? I can't capture the under 35 crowd because I don't write for them. My characters are for sure over 30, over 35. Lately, my characters have been mid 40s. I can't capture the Gen Z crowd. I can't, those readers are too young for my books. How do I break into the readership that wants to read seasoned romance, that wants to read people over 30 with real jobs? Reed is a real estate developer and Sabrina is an asset manager for a bank. Is that very sexy? No. Those are real careers though. Those are real jobs. I just get tired of reading the model and I don't know what's a really popular job that a romance hero has. I want to read people with regular jobs, living regular lives. And some of them have money and some of them don't. But, even if you're rich, you'd still want love. You know what I'm saying? So I was listening this week to Sarah Cannon. She runs Heart Breathings. She runs she has the HB90, which is a planner, I think, for authors. She has a bunch of courses. She teaches classes. She has the planner. She writes books. She has a YouTube channel. She was on Drafted Digital Live last week just talking about the joy of writing, like getting back to the joy of writing and deciding what you are and aren't going to participate in to keep that joy up. And I'm fully in that. I am fully in that because this year I feel like I finally got back to the joy of writing to tell a story and not writing to sell a story. I was very disappointed with the reception to Elysium, but I also realized it's a seasonal book. It is a summer book and it didn't come out until almost September. And so I really missed my window as far as when that book would have been a popular read. So do I start promoting Beach Thing and Elysium early in the year next year? You betcha. Like starting March, April is when I start pumping that book. I think I've said before that Beach Thing was a sleeper. It was a very slow sell. And then like a couple summers ago, some friends on Book Talk decided to read it. Summer Reads Romance decided to read it for her birthday read, and everybody picked it up and read it and really enjoyed it. And now Kay the Reader is, up in my DMs about Wade all the time. I mean, I like Wade too. So it has taught me that if I have a summer release, I have to start writing that in January because it's going to take me a good 3 or 4 months to write that thing. If I start it in May, it will not be out in July. So I've got to start in January writing The Pearl and hope and pray that it will be out. If I want to release Still I Rise next fall, I've got to start writing that in summer. So it's really teaching me a lot about how I need to write in order to have books out when I want them to hit. I'm not as fast a writer as I think I am. I'm not as slow as some people, but I'm not as fast a writer as I think I am. And I need time to tell the story. I'm learning it right now with this novel that I thought was only going to be 20K and it's turning out to be, 35, maybe 40K. But it'll be a good round full story. And I fully enjoy the freedom to write a good full round story. Send it to my editor, have them take a look at it, make sure it don't look booty and put it out. I don't have to wait a year and a half to put out a book I finished writing last week. So, I love that. Anyway, Sarah was talking about getting to the point where she had to cut some things off and she had to decide what was important and decide what to put her energy towards. She's redoing the HB90 planner. And so she has a lot of updates to that, and that had to be a priority. So some things had to come off the to-do list. She was doing, a live Twitch something stream that had to come off the to-do list because there's other things that have to be done. I'm fully with that. She said that, she was so happy to be helpful to so many authors, but she was spending a lot of time in her DMs explaining how to do things, how to set your book free on Amazon, how to how to do certain things. And her husband was like, look, if you would just start a YouTube channel, if you would just write a course, if you would just create a planner, if you would just write the book and sell that and then like kind of follow up with consultations, you wouldn't spend so much time in your DMs for free helping other authors. And like, I'm not the type of person that's like, yeah, I'll help you, but run me a check. But I also am the type of person that's like, I was writing and then I stopped writing to help you with a thing that isn't a 2 to 3 sentence answer. It's a course. It is a 6-week, here's how you do that. And here's why you do it this way. And here's the philosophy. And here's how the algorithm works. And here's how Amazon versus Barnes & Noble versus Apple Books versus Google Play. Here's why you want to sell books at your own website. Here's why you want to have a newsletter. Here's why you need a website. All of that is stuff I am so happy to share with people for free but I will not sacrifice my writing time to be in my DMs all day, all night. Now, if you're in my DMs and I have helped you put something up for sale, I'm thinking about Nikki Blair, don't even write to me talking about, okay, I won't email you no more. You best email me. If we have been talking in DMs and I have been telling you, hey, if it's me, this is what I'm doing. Here's what I did. I think you should do it this way. I am so happy to continue doing that, but it's not something that I want to do full time. It is something that I feel like, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm an expert at anything. And so me charging for that doesn't make sense to me. What does make sense to me is offering the time that I can offer and cutting it off when I really need to, prioritizing the writing, prioritizing getting my sleep, prioritizing eating, getting my reading time in, and like really sinking into the enjoyment of writing, of telling the story, and shrinking away from feeling like I am competing with every other author for sales, because I'm not. We're coworkers. I can't write fast enough to keep people satisfied. So I need y'all to know these other authors out here. I need y'all to to know what I'm reading and what I'm enjoying, what I'm not reading, what I'm not enjoying. Let's talk about books together, because if I like it and we have the same book taste, you might like it too. So I guess just to wrap up this little coffee talk here, as we are starting to think about the new year, which I'm not thinking about yet. I can't think about the new year until Home for the Holidays is done and I have hit my Goodreads challenge. That's when I start thinking about 2024. I'm way behind, I already know. But as we start thinking about the new year, for me, and I encourage other authors to also get into this mindset of what is going to bring you joy, what is going to further your career, what are you really looking forward to writing next year, what stories are you just craving to write, what's sitting in your mind, what's sitting on your heart. Like really lean into that, because that is what is going to sustain you. In between, you might have a couple projects that you need to get out because you need to make some money, but I want the meat of my 2024 to be stories I loved writing, stories I was excited to put down on paper, when I rush home and I hop on the laptop and I pound out words. I remember those days vividly when I was writing to write and not writing to sell. So I think that's going to be my mantra for 2024, writing to write and not writing to sell. Now, I want to sell. I absolutely want to sell because mama's got bills to pay. So far, I'm pretty self-sufficient. I pay for my website and all my subscriptions. I got, my Canva, my deposit photos, everything that I use to make all my own promo and all my own covers and all of that stuff. My all author dabble that I use to write the books. I got to be able to pay for those. So I do want to pay. I do, want to actually make money, but I don't want the focus of my writing career to be making money, because could I fund that with my full-time salary? Absolutely. Yes, I could. But I want my books to at least pay for me to write them. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking of. Those are my thoughts coming to bringing this year to a close, looking at 2024 and really seeking wise counsel about that, and sort of linking arms with authors who think and feel the same way. So that brings me to the close of today's episode. Thank you for joining me for this episode of the Bookcast. I will be back next week with a reading update and a writing update. Please enjoy your weekend. Have a superlative week. We'll chat again soon. Bye-bye.